Welcome to the Life with Joey Calvo podcast. My name is Joey Calvo. As you can tell right now, I am alone. Our guest is running a little late, but will be here momentarily. So I do want to let you know that we're going to have an awesome guest today. I've been trying to do a series called Nostalgia November. This was the best I can get, which is great because this person is an icon in the city of Philadelphia. Like I said, person's running late, so she will be here momentarily. So if you are on the Life with Joey Calvo YouTube channel, when our guest does arrive and you have questions, you're welcome to ask them, and I'll bring them up on the screen for her to answer. And yes, I did say her. So in the meantime, as we're killing time and waiting for our guest to arrive, podcasts will still be happening. They will be cut back on dates and times and stuff because I'm starting something this week to where I'm going to be busy. So that's going to be starting this week, but podcasts will still be happening. Right now we're up in the air about doing the year end in Vegas. So we'll find out probably within the next week of what's going to go on with that. Worst comes to worst, it may be a local end of year podcast where it'll be on YouTube as well. Happy holidays, first of all, because we're just getting through Thanksgiving. We have eclipsed over 1,700 downloads on the podcast itself. So thank you so much for really listening to them. With the YouTube, thank you so much for watching the YouTube videos. It shot up a lot in the past couple weeks, ever since we had Gregory Jabara on from the hit CBS show Blue Bloods. And so a lot's been going on since he's been on. A lot of people have been watching those videos, and thank you so much for watching them. You can be a supporter of these podcasts. Just go to anchor.fm/Life with Joey Calvo and click on the support button. All support that's contributed by you, the listener/viewer, will be used for the Life with Joey Calvo.blog website every year. But in the meantime, as we're, like I said, waiting patiently for our guest, hopefully everybody's having a great day. Of course, holiday music's out there already. I did reach out to one of our previous guests, and it is confirmed. We're just going to set a date yet, but May 2022, we will have Eric Essex back on the podcast again to promote his tour for 2022. Hopefully, he'll make a stop in the Philly area. So that way I'll be happy to see him in person. Great artist. If you haven't checked him out yet, go to ericessix.net. So that's ERICESSIX.net. Okay, so definitely check him out. His latest CD, Songs from the Deep, is actually going on vinyl. One moment here. There we go. I hit the wrong button. I've been checking the email in case our guest is running a little bit late, as always, which she is. So hopefully soon we will get her on. But the holidays are coming up. Great things are going on here in Philadelphia. Like I said, you most definitely want to check out. We have a Christmas village here in Philadelphia every year. It's beautiful. And I believe it opens up Thanksgiving Day, which is next Thursday, believe it or not, folks. Thanksgiving's coming up already. And of course, holiday music's out. But Christmas Village is in Love Park here in Center City, Philadelphia. Again, I believe it's opening up next week. If it's not next week, it may open up this weekend. And I'll go usually towards either New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. It's a great great place to shop for the holidays. Philly's having a holiday parade. I think Mayor Kenny said December the 4th, I believe he said. And it's going to run down right through Center City on Market Street, and it's going to lead right up to the to City Hall, which is right smack in the center of Market Street. And City Hall is a beautiful building. So if you ever get a chance to tour Philadelphia, this is one area you really want to check out. Also, on Dilworth Park, which is on the other end of City Hall, is the ice rink is opened up. So you can go there and skate. And there's a little lodge next to it set up. And there might be some vendors on there for the holidays as well. I don't remember offhand if they were. I'm going to find out this week when I go that way. So a lot of things are going on. So hopefully our guest will come on. She's an icon here in Philadelphia. I'm trying not to say a lot because, like I said, I'm waiting for her to come on so I can explain it all. This woman is great. She is, like I said, a Philadelphia icon. I mean, there's a lot of icons and a lot of people I've reached out to try to come on this podcast this month. From Kathy Ireland to even Wonder Woman herself, Linda Carter. I've reached out to them. I even reached out to Susie Quattro, believe it or not. Now, this tells you my age, of course. Susie Quattro guest starred on Happy Days. She played Pinky Tescadero's either sister or cousin. And I reached out, and they got back to me, and they said, oh, we're going to reach out to these people. I haven't heard back from them. So who knows? If they reach out to me before the end of the month, great. If not, no big deal. I did tell you, Eric Essex will be on this podcast in May to promote his new tour. So that's May 2022. So keep that time open because we're going to have him on the podcast again. He was fun to chat with. He's got a great, like I say, he's got a great CD out. Songs from the Deep. That's gone on vinyl. And also, he's got an awesome hit called Late Night Drive. I fell in love with this song, and that was one main thing we talked about in the podcast. So you can go on the anchor.fm/life with Joey Calvo, and you will see it there. Or you can even go on podpage.com/life with Joey Calvo. And all the episodes are there, as well as the videos for YouTube. They're all on there as well. And also, we do have a merchandise website. So if you want to purchase a t-shirt, a hoodie, mouse pad, anything that has to do with this podcast, you go to shop.spreadshirt.com/life with Joey Calvo. And I don't, those prices that are on there are fixed. I can't control them. But if there's any specials, go for it. And so we got so much going on. Like I said, hopefully our guest will be on soon so we can chat about her illustrious career, because it got bigger and better recently, much recently. So that I'm going to bring up as well. So yes, I am killing time, folks. Tells you how. I'm not saying I'm bored, but I'm killing time. Like I said, our guest is running late, and hopefully there's no issues that she can not get on. But we're gonna hope and pray that she gets on soon, because she, like you said, she's an icon, and there's so much I do want to chat with her on, because there's so many accolades, like I said, that this woman's achieved. So hopefully within the hour, she comes on. Get rid of that. Yeah, I've got a real messy desk right now, and it looks. I should turn on the Christmas lights, but it's a little early. Usually, I don't put them on until Thanksgiving. So yes, that's what the lights are behind me. Hopefully, by next year, this will be a whole different location, whole different setup. But we're working on that. So, like I said, stay tuned. Anything can happen. Like I said, if you want to support this podcast, please go to anchor.fm/life with Joey Calvo. Click on the support button. All contributions go to help pay for the Life with Joey Calvo.blog website that will also carry these links. If not for the podcast itself, it'll be for the it'll be the YouTube video or any post that I put on. It'd be great if you could support this podcast, because it definitely does help me out when it comes to the website for next year. With it being due. So hopefully and just bear with me. Like I said, I'm going off script because, of course, our guest is not here, so I don't want to, explain everything twice. Like I said, all I will say is she's a Philly icon. That's as far as I will go on that. So hopefully, like I said, she will get on. It's only been 15 minutes. She is running late this time. Hopefully, like I said, she will be here momentarily. And then once she gets on, I will bring her up right on the screen and we will chit chat. Because I've been looking forward to chatting with her because there's, like I said, there's so much to talk about. And I actually got a shout out that I'm supposed to give her as well from someone I met last week. Also, as we're killing time, I do want to let you know if you haven't gotten the COVID vaccine yet, please get it. Please get it. The reason why I suggest it is this. I didn't lose my brother to COVID, though. I lost him to cancer and actually a stroke took him. But he did have cancer. And while he was in the hospital, he tested positive for COVID. So when that happened, I actually took a step and said, there was a research trial for COVID, for the COVID vaccine. So I got on that. I did find out I was vaccinated. So I've been vaccinated now 1 year, coming up on 1 year next month. But if you still have questions, I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm not a doctor. So go see your primary physician and ask the questions about the COVID vaccine. It is safe. I've gone to the hospital a couple times since, but that was nothing to do with COVID at all. But I did have them do COVID tests and stuff, and I've come out negative every time. So I was very blessed with the research study I'm on. So, if you're in New Jersey, New York, Southeast Pennsylvania, Delaware, go to hritrials.com. That's hritrials.com. And that's the Hossman Research Institute. So go to hritrials.com. I'm also going to, at the bottom of the screen, I also do have a banner going of other guests I've had on the podcast, upcoming guests I'd like to have on the podcast as well. So you definitely want to check out Kimberly Kravitz. So if you're in the New Jersey area, she is a anchor, producer, Emmy winning, of course, and field reporter for New Jersey Network News. And you can go to KimberlyJKravitz.com and you can see Kimberly as well. And you can also subscribe to her YouTube channel. Heather Fordham, who is now a field reporter in Raleigh, North Carolina, Jersey born, of course. You can go to heatherfordham.com and check her out as well. She also has a YouTube channel as well. Lexi Swarm, check out Swarm TV and subscribe as well. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't, for the Life with Joey Cava podcast. It would be great. And please like the channel and please click on the notifications so that way when there is a upcoming live video coming on, you'll be notified and come on and join on and you'll be able to ask questions. Hopefully, like I said, our guests will show up. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully everything will go through and she will be here. So I'm just keeping track email-wise as I'm killing time here. Also, Gregory Jabara, if you never seen the show Blue Bloods, you definitely, Friday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Time and Pacific on CBS. Okay. You can go to his website, Gregory Jabara, and his last name is spelled JBARA.com. We had so much fun chatting about the show, about his career. Matter of fact, the day we did it, we actually went a little longer on the YouTube channel, and we actually talked about, we were watching, and that was actually the day that William Shatner and 3 other people went up on Blue Origin, which is Jeff Bezos' company. Unfortunately, within the past week, one of those members that was on that voyage with William Shatner unfortunately passed away in a plane crash in Jersey, I believe. Of course, it was New Jersey. He passed away in a plane crash. So my condolences to the family. Of course, if the other news is this big thing with the Astroland Music Festival that happened in Houston, Texas. It is now confirmed that 10 people have passed away, and the latest victim was a 9-year-old boy. So my condolences if you're watching this podcast through YouTube. My condolences to those members that lost their lives in that horrific incident. Lots of questions are being raised about it, and so hopefully when concerts like that take place, better safety measures will be set up. I'm not faulting the artists. I'm not, my opinion about it is that safety is a big measure now these days. It doesn't matter where you go. Doesn't matter if you go to a concert, if you're going to a comedy club, if you're going to any type of indoor performance. You definitely want to be safe. So if you're indoors at a concert, definitely wear a mask, even if you are vaccinated. I am also hoping in 2022 as well. I'm also hoping to get Todd Newton, game show host. He has his own podcast as well. It's called Host with the Most. And he has a YouTube channel as well. So next month, I'm going to reach out and try to get him on the podcast in January. I do my own research. I reach out to get these guests myself. So if you think that, some of them I've begged and pleaded to come on. I'm just hoping that we get more guests on in 2022 because I want to make 2022 a banner year for this podcast. We got up to 1,730 plus downloads as of this point. So hopefully next year we get to 3,000. We get to 3,000. It'd be great. I also mentioned the lifewithjoeycalvo.blog website as well. So it's also on the banner at the bottom of the screen. So check that out. I usually either blog some posts, like recently I've been promoting a Colombian Wonder Woman cosplayer by the name of Linda Lucia Carter. That's on Instagram and Facebook. So hopefully we'll get her on as well, because there's just so much to chat about. We are still waiting for our guest. I am starting to worry a little bit because of the time that is left on the podcast part itself. What I might do is stay on the YouTube and restart the podcast part and just update it to when our guest does come around. So when our guest does come on, I will not keep her on too long, because she's had a very long day. So it's, hopefully there shouldn't be. And folks, just to let you know, I'm checking emails. I'm talking to you. So just bear with me. So so like I said, hopefully our guest will come on within the next little bit, because there's so much to chat with this guest. Like I said, she's a Philly icon. That's mainly what I'm going to say. She is a true Philly icon. And so hopefully she'll get on. And if we have to do this as a two-parter, sorry if I'm discussing for a moment, didn't mean to be. So hopefully when she does come on, like I said, we'll have a lot to chat about, and maybe get some advice from her about being what she does. Like I said, I'm trying not to go too much more into it without her being on there, because if something should happen and she can't make it, at least I'll know, and then we can we'll reschedule and all that. Also, I do want to bring up another thing that I have at the bottom of the screen as well. I've been doing a lot of podcasts on the top of scleroderma. So we would have done number 5 this month. Unfortunately, what did I just do? Oh. Okay. Did something. All of a sudden, I just swiped an email out. Not the one I'm looking for. But we've been doing a lot on scleroderma. I've had people on from the Scleroderma Foundation of Delaware Valley in Pennsylvania and northern New Jersey. I've had those guests on. We will be doing another one in December. We haven't set a date yet. It may be towards the end of the year. Hey, we got her. We got her. We got her. We got her.
You got me.
All right, there we go. All right. here is the icon who not only is, you can't say a lot about her without saying these words, a Philly icon. And it's a pleasure to have Miss Patty Jackson on the podcast. Miss Patty, thank you, first of all, for coming on. Second of all, there are so many congratulations I want to start with. First of all, being a Philly icon. Number 2, being on the Philadelphia Magazine Top 76 Influencers with one of my main men, Mr. Yuki Washington, who I would love to get on this podcast. So I know you've got contacts with him. I've been reaching out to him. Oh, man, I've been reaching out to him. Third, this woman even had her birthplace honored. And iconically, I live 3 blocks away from where you grew up.
Wow, you do? Wow.
Yes, I do. She lives in Point Breeze. I live in Grays Ferry. So
wow.
three blocks. Unfortunately, I couldn't make the event because I think I was still working my previous job. No, I was doing something else. But and then this past weekend, she got to meet Janelle Evans
Janelle Burrell.
Janelle Burrell. That tells you I love CBS 3. Sorry, Janelle, if you're watching this podcast on YouTube. Janelle Burrell, that's who it is. And congratulations on being getting a legendary award for that as well. And she got a picture with another legend here in Philadelphia, and I'm talking about Mr. Will Smith as well.
Yes,
yes. So you got to check her out. I was told to give you a shout out because there was a mixer who was on your station. I think his name was Jazzy Joe.
Yes.
He told me to tell you hi.
Yes, I love Joe.
Yeah. And he gave me some advice, but I'm going to ask you my opinion of that in a moment. So now that I got all these accolades out, first of all, it's a true honor to have an icon.
Thank you.
This was supposed to be Nostalgia November, and I'm truly thankful that you came on to make this at least this 1-part series. But it's just an honor. So this whole podcast mainly, even though I was killing the time on promoting everything else in the world, let's talk about your illustrious career, how you got started, and what got you into radio. She is on WDAS-FM 105.3 here in Philadelphia. On the bottom, on the banner, she is on 10 to 3, Monday through Friday. And you can check her out on the iHeartRadio app if you're not here in Philadelphia or in the surrounding communities. But Miss Patty, how did you get started? How did Miss Patty Jackson, the Philly icon, come to be?
Well, I actually started. I'm moving in transition.
Yeah.
I hope that my family isn't very loud.
Okay.
I started in high school. Well, actually, I started in church. Mm-hmm. I was the church announcer.
Okay.
And from there, well, I read poems at church. Then I was a high school announcer. Then I was a basketball announcer. So God had actually placed a microphone in front of me
the golden microphone
at a very young age.
We'll call it the golden microphone.
Yeah, he placed me in front of a microphone at a very, very early age. Mm-hmm. And I graduated in 1981, South Philly High Motivation.
Okay.
And I was on the air at WSSJ in Camden, New Jersey.
Okay.
That January. Somebody didn't show up for work.
Okay.
But I did.
Yeah.
In the snow. In
the snow. Okay. Yeah. Just bear with us, folks.
But that's how it started for me. My career started in Camden, New Jersey.
And she's like I said, she's born and bred here in Philadelphia. She's been with, I think you've been with WDAS for 30 years now?
Okay, let me sit in this chair. What did you just say?
I was just asking you, how long have you been with WDAS, the current station you're on
Wow,
now?
I guess it would be about like 30 something years.
30 something
Because
years.
I've also worked at WXCU, and I've also worked at
Power 99, I believe.
Power 99. I worked at Q102.
Yeah. Oh, you did Q102. Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. Yes. Okay. Yes. So you because Miss Patty plays more of the classic hip hop and R&B. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yep, we lost her. Oh, okay, there we go. We lost her for a second, but she's here. So WDS is more of the classic hip hop and R&B, correct?
Yes, it is. Okay. Yes.
Now, also, I want to give my condolences because at one time you guys were playing smooth jazz at night.
No, not really. It was in a format, but we were not playing smooth jazz. We had Tony Brown. Tony Brown hosted our Quiet Storm, and he passed away.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah. He was. I enjoyed him at night, and I actually, believe it or not, went to a smooth jazz Summer Nights concert. I don't know if you did one when I went. I think you might have. No, you never did. Okay, I know Yuki's been there, so I've seen Yuki, and I've seen because I actually got to see, and I'm also trying to get on Sheila E. And that was an awesome concert. Sheila E. was awesome, but I had listened to the late Tony Brown when he did the Quiet Storm for a little bit. And then, of course, like I said, he recently passed away, and my condolences to his family. But the one time, I don't know if it was when I went to the Smooth Jazz Summer Nights or something else, but I actually got a WDAS t-shirt. Believe it or not, I actually got a WDAS t-shirt. I wear it once in a while. It's probably in my laundry by now. And it's got the old Entertainment One before it went to iHeartRadio. So I do have something to represent the station. I do wear it proudly when I do wear it. Now, I've been wanting to do radio for a long time. And I had looked into going to Connecticut School of Broadcasting in Cherry Hill. And I mentioned the shout out that was given to me last Monday, believe it or not, by Jazzy Joe. And he gave me advice about not going on the radio. So coming from a legend and icon, if I decided I wanted to go on radio, what would you suggest to me? Or anybody that wants to go on radio at this point?
Well, to be a good talker, you have to be a good listener. The advice is really learning how to communicate. You got to be able to listen to what people say. It's not how long you talk. Mm-hmm. It's what you have to say.
Okay. Because he was mentioning about the pay rate's not the greatest. Of course, because if I'm not as famous, and I literally turned around and said, "Oh, I should just stick to the podcast." He says, "Yeah." I said, "Okay," because he said like a no-name personality like myself, saying if I went to a radio station, a talk radio station, like I was looking into, I probably wouldn't get a big salary.
Well, you got to crawl before you walk.
No, of course.
It's crawling before you walk. Obviously, in the beginning, you don't make money. You're looking for experience, and you have to figure out what's going on in your life. If you have a family,
Right.
obviously you need to make something that you can support your family.
Right.
So you got to look at where you are in life,
Okay.
as opposed to your pay.
Right. Okay. All right. The other thing that I did come across with you is you have a podcast out as
I
well,
do. Yes, I do.
called Patty and the Millennials.
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
I've been doing it. Next year will mark my 7th year of podcasting. It's me, the baby boomer, millennials, Gen X, men and women, and we talk about everything. We can agree to disagree, but we talk about a wide variety of stuff because I think that conversation is important, and it's always good to hear from younger people and their perspective in life.
Okay. And how could listeners of the podcast, as well as anybody watching these videos, and believe me, the views will come by later on after we wrap up. And I'm not going to keep you on too much longer because you had a very long day, and from broadcasting and the delay that we'll call it. I won't state what took you so long. And like I said, deep down.
Well, I'm learning how to walk again, and I have leg therapy.
Okay. And she celebrated, and the reason why, before we go on to how you, the listener and viewer, can reach out to Miss Patty and listen to our podcast of Patty and the Millennial. I came across her not just because of TV and seeing her on TV and but she was on Twitter. And she had just celebrated a birthday, and I think it was Yuki, matter of fact, that mentioned it, and I said, "Oh, I gotta reach out and wish her a happy birthday." And she was so honored to get back to me on it and replying back to me, which was great. And I said, Miss Patty, you gotta come on my podcast because I wanted to do this series, and I truly thank you again for really coming on here because you're the third biggest celebrity I've had, believe it or not. I actually had model Carol Alt. I've had Gregory Jabara from Blue Bloods, who plays Police Deputy Commissioner Garrett Moore, and you. So to have you on, is an icon itself. And I do thank you for the advice for when I still decide to go into radio. Hopefully, I'll be a late bloomer if I do it. I won't be like the early Howard Stern in reference to that, but more of a positive talker, conservative talker when it comes to that. So as we're going into closing, so Miss Patty, how can everybody listen to your podcast and reach out?
You can find us where podcasts live at iHeartRadio Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, and Pandora. We're right there.
Great. So my last question to you is this: what's next for Miss Patty Jackson? All these accolades, from your birthplace being named, a street named after you, and believe it or not, you probably chat with Miss Patty LaBelle, who has great bakery stuff, by the way. Go to Walmart. She's got great peach apple cobblers and peach cobblers. Great. They're very good. But what's next for you when that time comes?
I want to write a book.
You want to write a book?
I need to write a book. Okay. Yeah, we need to write a book.
Okay. So you're going to join like Katie. I had Katie Fellinger, the former CBS 3 meteorologist, when her book came out last year. So that's on the anchor.fm /Life with Joey Calvo. So I'm going to let you go because, like I said, you had a very long day. You broadcasted. She's on Monday through Friday, 10 to 3 on WDAS FM. They should be able to listen to you on the iHeartRadio app, right?
You download the iHeartRadio app, or right there. I'm on Sunday nights. I play oldies, 7 to midnight. So
okay.
I'm pretty busy.
Yeah. The hardest working icon on radio. Best way of saying it. Miss Patty, thank you so much for coming on.
Joey.
And
thank you.
And anytime you want to come on, please let me know. Please feel free to come on anytime. You got open arms.
Thank you,
got
Joey.
the open arms. So Miss Patty Jackson, thank you so much for coming on. Check her out. She is an awesome icon. I mean, a true Philadelphia legend. And if you speak to Yuki, tell him about this podcast and tell him I want him on.
Okay.
Because in Philadelphia, and I didn't even mention this, and I feel bad. I should touch on it very quickly. She is in Philadelphia Magazine for the 76 most influential people in Philadelphia, and she is pictured with Yuki. So I had to bring that in there and trying to get Yuki on, because anytime right now, he was off today on air, but I would like to get him on as well. I've been reaching out to CBS3 like crazy. But again, Miss Patty, thank you so much for coming on, even though it's a shorter amount of time that we planned. You had a long day, so, want you to rest up and get your wonderful voice ready for tomorrow for that great, awesome air and show, your awesome show that you do on WDAS. Thank you so much again for coming on. Doors always open whenever you want to come on. I will send you the link to the podcast and the YouTube video. I was trying to reach out. I don't know if you mentioned to your listeners that they can listen to the podcast on YouTube as well. I tried to reach out to you earlier today about it, but you were very.
Thank you, Joey.
Yeah, thank you so much, Miss Patty. Thank you so much, folks, for listening and watching the Life with Joey Calvo YouTube channel and podcast. God bless you all. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays to you. And like I said, Miss Patty, you're welcome to come on. And everybody else, take care. Have a great holiday season. Take care. Thank you, Miss Patty.